Five-year-old Rudolph Brooks Jr. of Cheltenham, Maryland, who is charged with federal wire fraud. Authorities saying that he filed false tax reports here to get a $1.5 million PPP loan that federal authorities say he should not have received. And they also say he's apparently trying to put in for two other COVID-19 relief loans here. Now, several online articles identify Brooks as a pastor with the D.C. church called Kingdom Tabernacle of Restoration. We're still working to confirm this. The federal complaint, though, it identifies Brooks as the owner of Cars Direct. That's a company that buys and sells cars. Now, authorities say that the business was forfeited back in October 2012 and revived again in late May of 2020. Almost 20 days after federal investigators say Brooks was approved for that $1.5 million loan. And this was on behalf of Cars Direct. But authorities say that Maryland state and IRS records never showed Cars Direct as hiring employees, paying wages, or paying unemployment taxes. Authorities say Brooks deposited PPP loan money to his own personal account and used it to purchase 39 used luxury model cars, including a 2018 Tesla Model 3 that was in his name. Now, that was seized along with about $2.3 million from 11 different bank accounts. If convicted, he could be looking at a maximum of 20 years in federal prison, but federal authorities say usually those convicted don't face the maximum amount for federal charges. Maureen, I'll toss it back to you.
A D.C. pastor allegedly bought 39 cars, including a Tesla and a property in Baltimore, with CARES Act funds. Authorities say Rudolph Brooks Jr. is charged with federal wire fraud, and the government can seize more than $2.2 million held in various bank accounts, as well as a 2018 Tesla Model 3. The CARES Act was passed in March 2020 to provide emergency financial assistance to millions of struggling Americans who've lost jobs due to the pandemic.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rekha Ha Quadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Also, a sincere shalom to you other elders and you Akim, you brethren, you few sisters, and the followers of the truth. Let me say shalom to the elect. Okay, I was looking to do this video maybe 2-3 days back, but other things came up, other videos, more important topics will come up, so I'll jump on that first. But I'm back to this about this pastor who extorted, millions of dollars from the government, right? And if they was following the truth according to the scriptures, what the scriptures say that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom. This is not about getting rich, trusting in uncertain riches. But anyway, this is a Pastor Rudolph Brooks Jr. Kind of took advantage of the PPP loans, which that means purchasing power parity, something like that, and it's supposed to help balance the economy, which we know how that's going with other exchanges of money or something like that. Really, the whole point of a PPP loan is to help struggling businesses, through the pandemic, to help them, maintain or stay afloat in their businesses. And this is money that you don't really have to pay back. These are just kind of like a stimulus grant for the small businesses. So the churches are in on the take, But this is what Christians are saying. Is this what we should be following? Okay. Not only is it enough that he's stealing, more likely stealing and hustling and shaking down people in the church of their hard-earned money. Obviously, if this man is reaching out to get PPP loans and he's taking advantage and he's got a hustle going on, which that's his thing. But if you are a man of the Most High, are you supposed to be doing that? That's the question. Which proves these Christian pastors aren't of the Most High, man. That whole church is not of the Most High, right? Those Christian churches. Anyway, I'll read a little bit on this. A lot was already said in the intro. about this pastor who bought 39 cars, including a Tesla. He opened up businesses that was fake. I dug a little deeper. He opened up fake businesses under different contracts and wasn't real. And there's a bunch of ministries in these churches are doing that. I also found that out too. And now the government that is supplying them with their 501c3s, they are now snatching back and stealing from the government who gave them money. And this is what I always said, man. Our people didn't listen to the Most High. What make you think they're going to listen to the government? We don't listen to the Most High. Come on now. You ain't going to obey, listen to them. You just got the handout, and that money got tight. He saw opportunity. He saw the lane, and he took it. Anyway, I'm reading this little article. The Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, which was enacted in March 2020, was supposed to provide emergency financial assistance to millions of struggling Americans who've lost their jobs or are suffering through this pandemic, up to $65 billion. I'm going to get to the point. These funds must be used on payroll costs, mortgage, interest rates, and utilities. Brooks, who's the pastor and founder of Kingdom Tabernacle Restoration, I wonder what he's doing with that money. Is he stealing that money to restore the church? Probably not. It says Restoration Ministries owned cars directed by Gavon HWD Bob Motors. The affidavit alleges that on May 9th, Brooks applied for a PPP loan on half of the cars direct in the amount of $1,556,589 in support of this ask. Now, when you go into it, I'm not going to read all of this. He did this on a couple of times, and a few different incidents that he done this. Applied for these PPP loans, and the government just kicks the money out. But what they don't know is that this man watches that dollar. What the Uncle Sam watches that dollar. Says Brooks allegedly submitted fraudulent tax forms reporting $724,469 in payments via form of 1099. That's more likely, I believe, self-employment or self-owned business. And $7,471,630 in total unemployment payments to employees. So he set up and said he had employees and he had this big business going. The IRS records, however, do not reflect any tax filings made by Cars Direct for any tax period, meaning they don't have employees. I ain't going to get into the rest of it because they pretty much said it. Now, here's another issue that I'll have. This man is really high strung on that money. You 20. They're talking about giving them up to 20 years, but they don't never get 20 years. But I knew Jake that got 20 years for having a half a key of cocaine. Rocked up. Okay, they'll throw 20, 30 years for that. But you mess with their money. Don't do that. That's what they're saying. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with our money. But with all that money they're printing and with the problems that is causing for that, there's still this because these are those so-called white-collar crimes. They don't give you that much time for that, but they'll give you a whole lot of time for so-called drugs that is set up, and that's another video. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye that not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers themselves of mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, right? Nor extortioners, right? Nor revilers, revealers, or extortioners. You know, and that goes back to abusive mischief. When you look at the the other parts of the definition, the reference of it, abuse of mischief. So let's go to extortioners. Okay, extortioner means a robber. Now, when you go into the reference of that scripture, as Matthew 7:15, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You got Jake that's in the truth, that's following our doctrines, kind of revilers or revilers and extortioners, man. Has been known to do that. But this Christian church, man, this is why you can't, when somebody's, you know, when we're speaking of being Hebrew Israelites, and then they try to link all, you know, Hebrew Israelites into one situation that maybe had with another camp that they don't even condone. But here you got these Christians, time and time again, not only stealing the people's money on high levels, now they're stealing the taxpayers' money, so-called taxpayers' money, and the government's money, the one that funds them. If you could believe that. The ones that fund them, right? The extortioners. Okay. Anyway, I don't have much to say on this. Let me get one more. Micah 3:11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money, right? For money. Okay, which goes to say, hey, the Most High set it up. It's coming from the Most High. It says, yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, it is not the Lord, is not the Lord among us. None evil can come upon us, and that's why they do it. Because this is our people in general. On a nutshell, they are holding the Bible, claiming they love God, and this is why the Most High is pronouncing judgment on a lot of these frauds. Let's go to Isaiah 55:1. Okay, real quick. This is not saying that we're not supposed to give tithes and we're not supposed to donate if at all possible to donate. But they use this truth to make money. Isaiah 55:1. Ho, which means listen, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk, which is this truth, without money and without a price. Right? Say, come buy wine and milk. Right? The spirituality of, especially when you first come into the truth, you're coming to get that milk. Okay? So, anyway, I just want to touch on that. This is Christianity in a nutshell. Christianity is proven time and time again. It's deadly and it's dangerous. Right? It's deadly, dangerous, and it's, to beware of these false Christians. Because we are the real Christians. Beware of false Christianity. That's all I have on that. Shalom.